Okay, we're going to look at simultaneous equations, solving a system of equations. This first, y minus 2x equals minus 4, is called a linear equation. And the second equation is called a quadratic equation, x squared plus y equals 4. Now, we're going to use a thing called substitution to find out what points, what values work in both the linear and the quadratic equation. So if we add this 2x to both sides, this would turn into y equals 2x minus 4. Now, in the second equation, x squared plus y equals 4, if we know that y equals 2x minus 4, we can substitute it. We rub it out, put a bracket, and put 2x minus 4 in. And that's it. We can solve this equation now. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 4. We take away 4 from both sides. Minus 4 is minus 8. Then we factor this equation. We go 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. We get plus 4x and minus 2x, and that gives us the 2x. You can always use the quadratic formula if you get an equation you're having trouble factoring to get these two solutions, minus 4 and 2. We've got these, those are the x values, but hey, we need the y values that go with the x values. If x is minus 4, the way we find out what y is, we just go back to the linear equation and we substitute again. Instead of x, we put minus 4. So we go 2 times minus 4. That's how I get y is minus 12. So minus 4 and minus 12 is the 1 point. It's a solution, one ordered pair. And if we put in 2, 2 times 2 minus 4, 4 minus 4 is 0. So 2 and 0 is the other solution to this system of equations. Now, if we look at the graph of that parabola, here it is graphed. And here's the line graph. We learned how to graph lines and parabolas last year. Well, where they cross each other, that's called the solution to the simultaneous equations. And it's 2 and 0, 2 along and 0 up, and 4 along and 12 down. Now let's look at an exam type question that's a little bit more challenging. There's more than one way to do these. In fact, this is the third time I've done this video because the first time I did it a hard way. And I'm going to show you a much easier way. Here's the question. X plus 2y equals 3. And x squared minus 2xy equals x. Now, the trick to this question is to see, hey, there's a 2y, and there's a minus 2y, like that. There's a minus 2y. So if I change this equation into 2y equals 3 minus x, and I rearrange this a little bit, make it minus 2y times x, then I can see, hey, if I know that 2y is equal to 3 minus x, instead of 2y, I can substitute in 3 minus x. I put in a bracket here to make sure I don't make any mistakes. And instead of 2y, I put 3 minus 2x. You can make it y equals or x equals and substitute, but it's a lot more complicated. This is a much easier way to do it. So now we go 3 minus 3 times x is minus 3x. This is minus x times x, that's plus x squared, and x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. Well, we've got minus 3x, and what we've done right here is we subtracted 3x from both sides. So that should be, that there is actually a minus. So let's look at that. That's a minus. Right there is a minus. I'm going to put a minus in there like that. Minus 3x minus x. You see, I subtract x from both sides here. I get minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And then I minus x. Minus 3x minus x is minus 4x. Now, I can see that x goes into both and 2. So it's 2x I can factor out. I can actually drop this 2, divide both sides by 2, and just have x times x minus 2. But I can see the things that will make it true. If x is 0, this will be 0. So there's one solution, 0. And if x is 2, 2 minus 2 makes this equal to 0 when you multiply through. Well, once you've got the x values, we're going to do substitution again. Here's our equation. 2y equals 3 minus x. We just put x is equal to 0 in here. So that means y would equal 3. We'd have to divide by 2, 3 over 2. So when x is 0, y is 3 over 2. And if x is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. Then we divide by 2, we get a half. So when x is 2, y is a half. So we substitute the x values into the linear equation to find the y values. These ordered pairs solve this system of equations. If we graph these two things, these would be the two places where they intersect. Now, this is a pretty important thing because it comes up in every single grade 11 and matric exam you're going to do. So we get all sorts of these. The first three questions that I've given you here, I kind of made up, and they're more basic and a little bit straightforward, like the first example. The last 4 questions, and I have 2 extra questions here too, so 6 questions. They take a bit, they're worth 7 or 8 marks. And so they take a bit of work, but they're real important. These are all exam questions from 4 on. They come with complete memos so that you can 4 pages of memos so that you can check your answers and make sure that you've done everything right. Okay, so I'm going to leave you there and hope that that's enough for you to understand what's going on.